Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I am excited to be here today. We're wrapping up a month. I'm going through and closing out my sinking funds and my savings tracker, and I finally got the notification of my husband's pay for this Friday the 30th. Today's April 29th. My videos are going to be a little bit off in timing because there's just so many to do at the end of the month, so there may be a 1 or 2 day delay, but you're going to see several budget videos back to back. Wednesdays is when I post my faith video. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I hope you consider subscribing and giving a thumbs up if you like the video. It helps my channel, and I would love to grow it even more to get more access to people who may need to see these videos and help them with their budget journey. So today is sinking funds and savings tracker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you guys in, and I'm going to pop these pages out of my notebook here, and we're going to go through and see what happened this month. I have 3 transactions for my sinking fund, which is very rare, but I had to do it, and it's okay, and it all worked out. And then I see I have 1 transaction for my savings tracker, and I'm really excited about that because our 6-month emergency fund is growing, and I am super excited about that. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So here are my sinking funds. I love sinking funds, especially for annual expenses that you forget about throughout the year, and then all of a sudden they pop up. And that's what happened this time. So what I needed to take care of and was fully funded here in my Orkin termite spray. So the termite contract came due. It was $2.99, and I was able to pay that. I still put money back in so that for the next month or so, when I add more to it, I can pay for the spray that comes quarterly. I keep thinking I might do it like twice a year instead of every 3 months, but I really like the every 3 months, and every time that 3 months is almost up, there's always some kind of little insect critter poking around in the house, and I'm like, oh no, we're keeping it. So and they should be due to come out soon again. So $2.99 was the contract. And so I have my calculator here, and I'm going to go ahead and deduct that. So I had $311 at the beginning of the month. I added $55, but I also spent $2.99. So right now my ending balance is $67. And that is perfect because when I get the sprays, hopefully we have one coming in May. I think so. March, April, May, either late May or early June, something like that. I'll have $88, it'll cover it, and we're good to go. So I love that about sinking funds. The next thing I did make changes in, now these are all the same, these don't change. I put the same amount every month and it accumulates. Even when I don't transfer all the funds, when I deduct $2.99 out of my transfer of the total down here, I know that this will be taken out of this sinking fund and reallocated amongst these. Even though the cash deposit didn't make it in, I know that's where all the money is, because this is one savings account. This is just one pot, everything goes in. I just took $2.99 out, and actually I didn't even take $2.99 out of the pot. All I did was reduce the amount I put in the pot, and then as it's in the pot, it got reallocated to the others to make sure they had their fully funded, except for this drop down to 67. So, I mean, it's how you think about it. It's what makes sense to your brain on how you do sinking funds, but that's just how I typically do it. And then I also reduced it, I think, quite a bit this month. When I went to go transfer sinking funds, I went ahead because we had some credit card charges, and I'll show that. I've made a tracker for this. This is in my shop starting in April, and I have one up in May, but it's just a credit card transaction log. You start with your available credit and you deduct down, but you also total what you owe and how much available credit you have. So as you can see, I have, let me just set this down. There we go. I had 2 hotel charges, and I wanted to use our $250 in our vacation fund to go towards making a payment that I did right here. It didn't pay off the credit card, but it did put a $787.99 payment towards the credit card. So I actually did that from the savings account into the credit card account because they're in the same bank. If it's an outside account, it won't work, but if it's in the same bank, you could probably do it that way. So sometimes I make payments straight from the actual account and put it on something else. So, and that's what I did here. But I combined vacation, which was 200 plus 50 is 250. So I took out 250. And then that made this 0. Then up here, I have cell phone tech. Now, when my husband bought his cell phone earlier this year, when the stimulus came in, the money came in, he paid with the stimulus. And I thought, well, we still need to make a dent in this credit card because we've got to get it paid off by the last day of April as far as I was concerned. And so we took a good chunk of the cell phone tech out and to make a payment onto the credit card to total the $700 that you saw, plus whatever we could come up with. So we actually had $545 in cell phone tech. That made it $645. And I took $537.99. Oh, $537.99. There we go. And these two combined made the credit card payment that you saw on my ledger back there. So I still have some money left in here. So let's see what it is. $545 plus the 100 minus the 537. Oops, I'm not even on screen, guys. I'm sorry. 537.99. All right, so that left us $107.01. That's what I have left in this cell phone tech account at the end of April. Now, you're going to see when I do my May budget, I'm going to deplete this even further. I'm going to take this to 0 for May and just continue to pay off that credit card. I was kind of concerned that I may not have enough in the funds to do it in April, but I actually do, and I will show that in my paycheck to paycheck budgeting. And when I set up, when I close out my month, you'll see that, especially in my Excel. You'll definitely see it a lot easier in my Excel sheets when I close out the budget for the month. So there's that if you watch my Excel. But the rest of these were all zeros. Nothing else happened in all this. This is the most activity I've ever had in, oops, didn't mean to put dollars on there. I've had in my sinking funds in a long time. So I rarely have more than one, but this month I do have more than one. And it was just because I was just kind of figuring out how to pay everything. And there's that. So now I can total up here the expenses or the transactions that we had taken out, whatever you want to call them. So $299 plus the $537.99 plus $250, and we got $1,086.99. Now that I have these ending balances, I can carry over everything else. So Amazon Prime, $70, it now has $80. $23.32 for Disney Plus and Apple subscription. They're both $69.99. So I divided up by 12 and then get this number. I'm going to add $5.83. And both of these will have the same amount in it, so that's $29.15. They are not due until November and December, so I kind of track them about the same. All right, Orkin termite spray we did. So I had a -10 coming over from the previous month in my heating and AC. I borrowed $10 out of the account. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And covered the cost of the contract. And then once I put $20 in, now I'm up to $10. So I am good. We're in positive numbers. City of Chesapeake, we have $520 plus $52. And you're going to see next month I'm going to be using this one because I had stormwater come in. So stormwater is $44.10 for our area. We live near a lot of waterways and stuff like that, so they tax us for that. Senior year, we are up to $800. Woohoo! And I'm getting up to $1,200 because I have family coming in town probably for graduation. I don't know what graduation is going to look like next year, but I do know we're probably going to be in person 5 days a week at school, and we're probably going to have outdoor venue. They're doing more of that this year for graduation at a minimum. Last year, or not last year, but previous years, my son's high school did it at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, and it was indoors. Next time, I have no idea. So we will have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting year for graduation, but my son will be a senior. I can't even. I can't even right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So anyways, $250 for Christmas put aside. That's just for random stuff over Christmas holidays. Usually our family is very supportive and they send us plenty of money to do like expensive stuff if we wanted to do technology or video games or Legos or whatever, which is the norm for my kids. And if my husband and I want to do things, but yeah. So this is just us throwing extra money into it, buying food or buying like for Christmas dinner if we're going to have people or plans and stuff like that. So hot water heater, I'm actually going to be changing this title. This is going to be called Canva next month. So I'm going to go ahead and cross it out to remind me. And what I had done on my credit card, I had charged for a year because it saved 3 months. I have not gotten a fee on my credit card yet, so I'm not being charged any interest yet. But this account already had a $80, and now it's up to $100. And I think I paid $119, $120 for the year with Canva, which is where I make these digital sheets and do all my digital stuff for my shop and my YouTube channel and all the things. So it saved money long term instead of paying the $12.95 a month or something like that. I got 2.5 months free. And so yeah, as long as I pay that credit card off, I'm good. And I am. I'm going to be paying off tomorrow online, and we'll be good to go there. And then the P.O. Box, beginning with $17, and then adding another $17 gives us $34. Alrighty. So let's see what we got. I'm going to total this going down. So we have 80 plus 29, 15 plus 29, 15. Oh, good grief. I cannot type today. Let's try this again. $80 plus 29, 15 plus 29, 15 plus 67 plus 10 plus 572 plus 800 plus 107, 01, 250, 134, and the dividends $2.35 that have accumulated, and this is exactly what my bank account says. It says $2,080.66. So perfect. I have done my math correctly, and all is good in the world right now in my sinking funds. So now what I need to do is reconcile my savings tracker. So I have done, move this out of the way, I have done my pre-budgets for the month of May and tomorrow's budget, and I have been able to come up with, and you'll see tomorrow how much I'm going to be saving. But, and I'll just kind of give a sneak peek on my budget sheets here. Okay, this month was an odd month. We had an extra paycheck at the end of the month after all the bills were paid. And so I have a mock budget here. You'll see it in the February Hearts design. I use all the budget sheets I have, but what I do is I use them as scratch paper once that is. So this is what the 28th. So sorry about that. I freaked myself out for a second there. All right. So as you can see, I wrote mock budget. This is paycheck 3. I had an extra paycheck 3 in the Hearts design. Sometimes I print and I have misprints, or I have extra prints and don't want them to go to waste. I don't have anyone to share them with. So physical prints, and I don't sell physical products. So I just use them as my mock budgets so I don't waste the paper. So really tomorrow my husband gets paid. He gets his salary check. I wasn't sure if it was going to be the full amount, but it is. And I'm balancing over this amount in my checking account from today. We haven't spent any money today on Thursday, and I'm getting ready to do my weekly check-in too. So these will go up this weekend. But my at the end of this day, this is what's going to be in my bank account before this money hits. So April 30th, this money's going to hit, and this is already in my bank account. And this was the total. And we're going to tithe our salary, the salary that my husband gets. And that salary is the deductions that come out of it is the state and federal taxes, as well as Social Security and all that stuff. Your regular taxes for payroll. And then our Roth, and I think that's it. I can't remember what else. But any other deductions that my husband requests out of the pay, this is what's left over. This is your net income. This is what's caught in the net. You have gross and net. After everything's taken out, your net income is what comes home and deposits in your account. And this is what's caught in the net of your bank account. That's how I like to remember it, because I get confused when I hear gross and net and all these terminology. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's how I have to remember it. And like I said, that was balanced forward from today to tomorrow. And then this is the total of those two numbers. And then here's the tithing for Sunday for our general fund at our church. And then I'm paying off the Visa. This is the total right here, right now, today. Once this hits the bank tomorrow, this is getting paid. That should zero out the Visa. We will be going in May 1st with a zero balance due. And I decided, and it's going to sound a little weird, but this is how I felt like doing this. We had some wiggle room, but I had to lay it out on paper first. So savings is going to get $1,460. And I have this saving budget sheets, and I call them little piggies. And you'll see that in a little bit. And I'm saving 4 piggies, which equals $365 per piggy. And so, yeah, I'm putting that amount in. But when you total all these numbers up, it gives you a negative $70.05. And you're like, well, if you don't have the money, why are you doing it? Okay, on paper, it's negative. But when this money on April 30th hits, the money that usually comes for the 1st of May for my husband's military retirement, VA disability, and VA education, and our son's rent, all 4 come on or close to the 1st of the month, will all hit on the 30th on the same day. So I will have May's money as well as this last check in April coming in all at one time. So I compartmentalized it, and that's why I am able to have a negative here, because I'm borrowing from the month of May to cover that. And so when I roll over, and you'll see me do a balance forward negative, that means I want to make sure that money is accounted for that I took out for the month of May. So that is that. And don't get confused with the February hearts because I have them still in my shop. I keep all the months up there, but this is just my mock budget. So that is how I can get $1,460 in savings, because it's happening on the day when all the money's getting deposit. And then when I do paycheck 1 in the first of the month budget, you'll see where all that took place. So we're adding $1,460.00 because I like even numbers. So we're running. Nothing changed in the rest of these, and nothing over here. All right, so what we have, and I didn't total this over here, so let's do the totals. I'm gonna speed through this, and then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So look at this. Oh my gosh, I went from 12,900 to 14,400, and I'm in the thousands of range. I mean, that is just phenomenal. So I am super excited to get that money into the savings. Now, I have not created or set up our money market account. We have to physically go in the bank and do that if we went in the bank that we have. And we just haven't made the time to go. So there's that. COVID is just awesome. Sorry, guys. I'm so over this. But anyways, I am thrilled that in spite of everything that's going on in the world, that we can still put this money aside. And, you know, it's amazing to look at, because what I'm putting in here, this $1,400, was pretty much, and this is with me, my husband, without making any extra money than his salary and his government checks for retiring from the Navy, which is a great bonus, because it's like having me working full-time and him working full-time. This is the kind of income we would have. But to be able to put anywhere from $1,000 to $1,400 a month, and that was our snowball payment when we first started our journey in 2019. I have plenty of videos from when we were paying off debt, and you can see my snowball was like $1,350 or something, and I was trying to pay off my school loans. To carry that over into putting into an emergency fund and watch it grow this fast is just astounding to me, because I'm like, wow, look at that. I mean, look what we can do and how we can build wealth when we don't put ourselves into debt. I mean, I've only been doing 6-month expense savings since December. So December, January, February, March, April. This is month 5. 5 months. So that averages how much a month? 9,125 divided by 5. That's $1,825 a month is what we've been doing. I mean, not every month did I put that much in, but when I had a lot of extra, yeah. And my husband has had no overtime this year. So this has been, or he might have had a little. I can't remember Tuesday right now. It's only Thursday. So I'm just so thrilled the way God is so good and taking care of us. And I know our numbers are not going to be this high forever. The job that my husband has is a specialty job as a contractor for Navy, and it's physically demanding as well as mentally demanding, and he has another area that he wants to go into. And we're excited for that to come in next year or two. So transition into a lower income, and we're going to be okay, because the only debt we have is our mortgage, as long as I keep that credit card paid off. And if that's the case, and we sell the house and we owe less than we do for the house, then we're good. We're golden. I mean, seriously, it's amazing, because I don't care whether we rent or buy. You know, I just want, you know, what's best for our family. And oh my gosh, this is very amazing to me. And I feel positive about the future, because we're controlling the money and the money's not controlling us. And it's awesome. So that is our sinking funds and savings tracker. I will say, in my store, this says date, not category, because I run my savings tracker as a category like sinking funds here. You may run where it just has date, beginning and end, and you don't budget differently. Like you may have 3 or 4 savings trackers for your separate ones, or you just, I don't know. There's so many ways of doing it. Most people prefer the date, so I use the date, but for me, I categorize within my savings account. I like using one pot to put everything in. Even though the sinking funds and the savings tracker are 2 separate savings accounts, I like doing this way. So just FYI, that's not how I have it set in the store, but if you are interested, my email is in the description box below. And you can email me through Etsy. It's Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. This is where my budget sheets can be purchased. And that's also in the description below. So check them out and see if you're interested in any of these. I love them. They help me. They keep me on track, and it's awesome. So I'm always in my budget sheets. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, and I'll be right back. I am cutting in, and this may skip a little bit in my video, and I am sorry about that, but I forgot once I finished my sinking funds and my savings tracker that I needed to color in my tracker. So now that that was complete, I'm going to insert this in the video, hopefully smoothly, and put this in so you can see me coloring the tracker, and then I'll close out the video with my original closeout. So let's get started. So I had already decided today, which is the 30th, yesterday was the 29th when I filmed the first half of this video, $1,460 was going to go into savings for the month of April. It's the end of the month. This is typically when I put money into savings, and I forgot to track that. So I tracked it here, but I need to track it over in my savings tracker where I color in my little piggies. So hold on just one second. 1465 or 60. I need to remember that number. So here is my savings tracker, and I love these little guys, these little piggies. They're just so cute, and I just use a color pencil. I gotta find it real quick. So here we go. $1,460 that I'm putting in savings, divided by the 365 each pig equals 365. Is 4. Now, when I do this and when I transfer money, I purposely transfer in increments of 365. My brain won't let me do anything else. So, yeah, that's what I do. So we're going to color in 4 piggies today. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. And I'm really excited about that. My savings account, I'm surprised how quickly it has grown just in the 5 months. In 5 months, well, no, 4 months, 5 months since December, you know, I've gotten, see, it's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25% of the way of this 36,500, 25%. And that's pretty wild. It's just growing really, really fast. But we are using that same, amount of money that we were putting as a snowball payment for the debt we used to have. We paid off $44,000 worth of debt, and in October of 2020 was the last payment to my school loan, and we were officially debt-free. As long as I pay my credit card today, we are going to bring that back to 0, and yes, I'll be officially debt-free. So, but for the most part, we are always consumer debt-free right now. Our mortgage is the only debt we have, and yeah, coloring in these little piggies and seeing this visually, how much this actually represents for our savings, for our 6-month emergency fund is amazing. And when I get this whole page filled out, it's going to be, oh, I can't even imagine. I'm hoping to have it done by December of 2020. And if that's the case, then it's going to be amazing. Because by that point, my family and I will know whether we're staying here where we're at right now, if we're going to be needing to move in the future, 1, 2, 3, 4, and or what God has called us to do, because there's so many options. Your world is so open to things that you never thought you could have before or could go before until you get out of debt. I mean, once you're out of debt, you don't realize how much opportunity really opens up for you, and it's just amazing. So we're excited about that. We're nervous. We don't really want to leave the house we're in. We love the house that we have. We love the community we're in. But if God has other plans, we want to make sure that we're open to those plans and that He guides us and directs us in that area so that we can be sent wherever He wants us to be sent. I mean, it's an amazing feeling. It really, really is. So there are my 4 piggies that I just colored in today. It does not mean I can, let's see, find the other page. It does not mean I get to color in this yet. This is when I hit 30%, but at the end of May, I'm hoping to put at least 5 or 6 piggies in savings. So I've already ran the numbers, and that's the goal. But if we need the money, you know, obviously we'll use it. If we don't need it, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piggies is what I'm hoping for. And then I'll be just over the 30% threshold. And and that would be, see, December, January, February, March, April, May. May would be 6 months of savings, and I had 30% of the 6 months savings. And 30% of this $36,500 saved in 6 months. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're going to be reaching pretty good numbers here soon. So I'm going to cut back out of this video and then we're going to close out. So there we go. These are my sinking funds and savings tracker logs, and I just love how everything turned out. I'm excited for the savings. I am excited for the sinking funds, that they're still there for me when I need them. For those annual expenses that pop up, you can use sinking funds in many different ways. Just do a quick Google search or a video search and just see how the very different ways you can do it. I do know Sarah Marie with Sarah Marie Stickers just did her sinking funds video for the setup of May, and I will be doing mine next week. And she talks in depth about her how she sets up her sinking funds and what she uses it for. It's totally different than mine. She has small kids and she puts the money in there, and it's in conjunction where she puts everything on a credit card, but the bank account that she has, a checking account, actually pays that credit card, but she transaction logs and runs the different categories out of this one checking account. So she makes one payment to the credit card, but she does all her sinking funds right here. And then she uses the points for everything else. So yeah, it's really cool. There's so many ways you can do it. I don't recommend doing it that way as far as like how Sarah Marie does it, especially if you're not good and stay in control of your credit card, like I wasn't last month. Naughty. But if it's something you can control, it is an option. I would just say beware and be careful. So I do hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.